Hello everyone, and welcome to our new webinar. My name is Theo, and today I want to show you new great extension for SketchUp, OpenCutList. You can find this extension absolutely free in SketchUp extension warehouse. Here from extension warehouse you can write the name OpenCutList. This extension is absolutely free, and this extension can make your woodworking better. I already installed this extension on my computer, and we can take from this extension cutting diagrams and other things to improve our job. But first, who we are? We are Ecospace. We are official distributor for Eastern Europe for SketchUp, exactly. And also we are a VRA training center, and we are place for a 3D artist and future 3D artist. In our new webinar, we're going to talk to how to optimize woodworking process, how to create and take cutting diagrams, and how to calculate our material. Okay. I prepare a basic model for it's not very complicated furniture. This is my furniture. We have a single pieces, we have materials. I put some texture, oak wood and plywood. To outside is oak wood and inside is plywood. Okay, this is the cutting diagram which can we take from OpenCutList extension. OpenCutList extension is very useful. This is a French extension from this developer, Boris. Okay, let's create simple model like this one. I wanna modeling this model very fast, and after that we can take the cutting diagram. Okay, bye mark, and I want to start with the simple model. Okay, this is my base, and the height maybe is I work in millimeters. If you wanna change your setting, unit setting, you can come here and model info, units, and change your unit works. I use display precision 0 millimeters because it's very good for woodworking model. Okay, let's take first dimension. If you have any questions, you can use the QA form in our Zoho webinar. Okay, let's take the high 160, and I wanna use this tool, measure tool, to create a guides line. This guides line is very useful for furniture modeling. Okay, let's divide this one, 2 single pieces. Okay, this is our basic model. It's almost same like this, but this is the... I wanna show you very useful way to create cutting diagram very fast. Okay, this is our basic model. We have a couple of things to do to create every single pieces with thickness, and after that we have to create we have to make our single pieces components. Okay, let's create first this one. Okay, this single pieces is same like top and bottom. I'll put the thickness 80 millimeters. I select this one and I create component from this, and I give a name, detail 1. Okay, this is my base. The next thing is this part. First I have to put guide here. I take this point and put the high exactly like this. I create new pieces, 800 to 80 millimeters, and give a high. I select everything again and make a component. Detail 2. I copy this model, and of course my bottom detail is same like this one on top. Okay, see, we here difference to our component model, and now I have to come here and put this one down. When I change my components, if I have 3 or 5 components in my model, when I change my dimension to one of them, I change everything, every component. Okay, this is my base. Let's create back part. Every single pieces have to be a component. If you're not sure about this, when you come here in default tray in entity info, when you select single pieces, you can see here this is a solid component, and we have 2 solid components in our model. Okay, let's create the back part. And I put thickness 18 millimeters. Select everything and again make a components. Detail 3. Okay, let's put guides with measure 2. Measure 2 is very useful for SketchUp. Okay, the next one is to create our inside parts, but first we have to put these details. Okay, I'll take the rectangle tool and I'll create simple plane. I'll put the thickness 18 millimeters. I select this one and make a components. Detail 4 and create. Okay. I'll come here close and take the midpoint of our detail and snap to my guides. This is my basic model to understand where I have to put my inside parts, and I use the guides from this model, and I just take my middle point, copy model, hold shift on the blue axis and snap to guides. Okay, we create our base. Let's put the oak outside the material. If you see here, only outside parts are for oak wood. I wanna take my texture. I open project folder and just drag my texture inside. Let's put inside texture. Okay. If you remember our previous webinar, I show you how can we use picture to texturing our model. First, explode the texture and select only plane without these edges. You can press just one time. I click with the right button on my mouse and here from texture I switch off these things projected, because if I put my texture projected on my furniture, the texture is not looks good like this. I take my material with bucket tool and I just hold Alt button on my keyboard and come here and press B again. Here in material I can see what material is wood in my buckets, and I just press one time. This texture is not very good placed. I have to change my size. If you remember that I show you in our previous webinar, but I want to show you again. Here from edit texture we can change our size, maybe 150 is big. Okay, this looks better. This is the size to our texture. But now it looks better. I press button on my keyboard, B. This is the shortcut to bucket tool. Hold out button and put material to my every single pieces. Okay, inside we have different material. This is a plywood. We have to do same things. Export our texture. Take the bucket tool, but first we have to switch off this projected. We take our texture, select and put material. Okay, let's create every single pieces from this big detail. I select one of my pieces and I will use another extension. This extension is isolate everything from my models. If I select every one of my details, this is the solid components, and when I press the isolate, I hide everything on my model. And now I can work very easy. Again, when I press the right button and select isolate again, everything in my model is come back, is unhided. It's almost like a hide and unhide function from this is a basic function from SketchUp, but sometimes my model is disappear, and this is the problem, and I like this extension isolate. Okay, let's create inside pieces. I take the rectangle tool again and I put the plane 80 millimeters with same distance like my base. And I put height 300 millimeters. Select my pieces and again make a component. Tab 6. I have to create one more base, because this is the slider and we have to create two plane here. I take the rectangle tool again, create the one plane 80 millimeters, make a components detail 7, select another pieces and this one. Okay, let's create another parts. I take this face with push-pull tool and push pull to here, and I take push pull again and give distance back 18 millimeters, because the next step is to copy this detail here. Create the components, detail 7, no, detail 8, sorry, create, and of course we copy these pieces because we have same distance on the other side. Okay, I select O, take off my selection the base pieces, take the material, plywood, and create group. I have every single piece is a component, and after that I group everything because I have to copy this 2 times. Make a group. Select my isolate model and press again to isolate. Okay, let's copy our inside parts. Great. Let's create the face. I take the rectangle tool again, and snap to my guides and give a thickness 80 millimeters. Of course, I select everything and again make a components. And I will do the same for next one. Snap to my guides, put the thickness 80 millimeters, and make a component. Okay, and the last one. Take the push pull, put the thickness 80 millimeters, select everything and make a component. And just put the material. I take material from here, I press the bucket to hold my Alt button on my keyboard and press to every single pieces. Okay, my model is ready. Let's delete everything. From our scene and make a group. Okay, we have our model. I take my extension OpenCutList and maximize. The first I press the first tab with materials, and here I have a mark materials, because mark come with every time when we open SketchUp. OpenCutList take every materials from our scene, and I want to use only this material, only this oak material and plywood material. And here press to my material, and I give a name outside, oak wood. Okay, the next I have a basic color. This is not necessary to change it because we have a texture. Here we see our texture. The next one, and I have to define this material. Is this a solid wood or sheet good or dimensional or edge binding? This furniture is made from sheet good. This is the very useful way. Before to create our changes, to apply our changes, we have to put our available panel size. We know our thickness is 18 mm. I switch off everything without 80 mm, and I'll put the size on the panel. This is a standard panel size when you go to store to take your panels. You know, this is the very useful size. And after that we apply our changes. We do the same to our inside material. We take shade good. We leave only thickness 80 mm, and same available panel size. Apply. Okay. The next one, the next tab is part list. When I select my model and come here to part list, I have to press this button, generate, and this button give me information how many details I have in my model. If I press here, I see the every single pieces and every single size of these pieces. Okay. Let's take the cutting diagram from our model. If we press to our cutting diagram here, we have to put another information about our blade thickness and trimming size. I will take this trimming size to 0 and blade thickness to 0, no, maybe 1. Okay, and I press the cutting diagram, and here I can see every single pieces on my furniture. I have a second. This is my available panel size, and if I press to one of my pieces, I see where it is in my model. You can print this diagram and create your beautiful furniture. If you are a woodworker, this is very useful way. It's not necessary to create 2D drawing to put dimension. Just create simple model in SketchUp and take your cutting diagram and optimize your job and your size, of course. If you like our webinars, you can find us on YouTube and in our channel. Please press the button subscribe, and you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, of course. If you want to understand more about us, we have training programs, we have new courses. Please visit this site, creativeindustries.academy. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, please ask me. This is my email, to@eco.space. For any sales question, you can use email to my colleague. And if you wanna buy SketchUp or V-Ray, we are official distributor and you're welcome. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.